Hey everyone, it's Ella,
and Sabrina.
and we're going to be talking about our house reviews for Halloween Horror Nights 2025.
Going into one of the most gorgeous houses, I think the most gorgeous house
For sure.
this year, El Artista.
Another original.
Another original.
I wish I could remember the name of the designer who did that one.
Oh Lord, I knew you would ask me this, and I should have.
Written it down. Either way, whoever you are, you do amazing work.
Yeah. Was he? Because I remember
I think
us
he was
talking
the same
about
one who
it.
did Hatchet, who's like, he's only 30.
Yes, but he was like the protege of the guy that did Dead Man's Pier and Blood Moon, which was one of my all-time favorite houses. I loved that house. Also did Goblins last year, which was also my favorite house.
Just he did Hatchet as well.
So fun. Did he do Hatchet or did this guy do Hatchet?
I think it's the same person who did. No, I'm saying this person who did Artista also did Hatchet.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's two of them. There's a team of two.
They utilize like the fact that the rooms almost like fold up on each other.
Yes.
So you can like see into a scene like 3 scenes away through a window.
Yes.
Not realize that's where we're going to go to later in the house.
Yeah. But with this house, the story is our dude
Sergio Navarro.
Thank you, Sergio Navarro. Has hit artist block, which I understand. So he decides to go into the Death Mansion because that's what it is. I'm pretty sure the house is literally called like Creative House of Death or something like that.
I forgot to look at I think it was House of Creation, I think is what it is.
But everybody who's gone there has gone missing or they've died. So this is the part in the horror story where we're like, don't do the thing.
He does the thing.
Goes anyways. It's totally fine. Starts to lose his mind. Starts to realize that all of the entities are using his paintings and portraits and everything to try to come into the mortal world.
Or also past residents of the home who passed.
Also past residents of the
past
home.
Artists who have also passed.
And then he realizes, oh, I need to try to stop this. I need to destroy like my creations. Spoiler alert, doesn't make it. Actually, he doesn't become his painting.
He ends up
mimicking
it. He's the same way he's depicted in the painting is how he ends up.
Yeah. Which is so cool. That last room is.
Yeah. And that painting itself, that his masterpiece painting, is hand painted and it is gorgeous. It's this huge piece that's in that like second to last room where you see him. We can see how
it's in the last room. It's in that circular.
Well, to me, I consider the last room the dead Sergio coming out.
Oh, you are correct. You are correct about that. But that painting was also hand-painted by somebody in Universal Creative, right?
Yes.
Also not for sale. Somebody has asked, so...
I also wish you could buy his journal. Because you don't really have time to read the story as you're going through the house, and his journal is almost in every room. And I really wish you could purchase that to actually read the story of Sergio. And we didn't even mention, there's flying gargoyles in this house, which is my favorite part of the house.
Gargoyles.
That can fly.
It was... What did they do last year that had the zipline guy?
All I can remember is there was the werewolf lady who came at you on a string.
But wasn't there somebody who flew overhead? That's in one of the houses. I know that
last year,
Quasimodo came down and was back up because he was on a bungee, but I don't know. Gargoyle Man.
My favorite.
So cool. Another thing we have to mention is Sergio and El Artista is the not icon of HHN this year, but also the icon of HHN this year.
Which his story is the overarching story that connects most of the scare zones.
Yes.
We did find out how the 20s was connected, and now I can't remember.
Did we?
But they're all connected, and then usually it's a conservatory that is spilled out all over the park, and it's with Sergio.
Yeah.
Also, the smells in this house. I really enjoyed it. It's a very, they use wisteria in a lot of this house, and you also get attacked by wisteria. But the smell of the flowers in this house is actually really pleasant. It can get a little overpowering in the fountain room sometimes, but the fountain room is one of my favorite rooms.
It's
so pretty.
Absolutely stunning. The front of the house, as soon as you walk in past the curtains into the house and the fountain room,
there's the four ghost, which I think is really cool in that first room.
Yeah, but that's almost like depending on how fast you're moving, it is a blinker you miss it because he's standing right on top of it. And last time I was in there, that was not moving.
It just blinks. I think the lights flash.
Oh, does it just blink?
I think the lights flash. You can see where the ghost is.
Oh, I thought he moved based off of what we were
couldn't find.
Yeah.
Either way,
I don't know. Maybe he was broken when I went through.
Also, one time I went through, and because it was raining, that carpet covered it up.
That's unfortunate. But go on a day that it's dry. And just look at everything, like the thing that we found out about the fountain, where you see, when you walk into the fountain room and you see Ghost Lady up there on the balcony, if you walk past the fountain and you turn around and look behind you, you can see where it broke because she
jumped off the balcony.
She jumped. She didn't fall. Yeah, and so her head, like, smacked the fountain and broke it all the way down. That was such a cool thing that you wouldn't have known was there if you hadn't been told, because it's on the back side. And I think there's a scare actor here in front of you and over here. So you're really not paying attention to behind you.
There's also the gargoyle that flies also, that has a balcony that connects
to the top
of there as well.
That does come back and forth. That's where the wisteria plant will get you as well.
Yeah, the wisteria.
And then you go into the page room. And that's a cool concept.
But we will go... Is it the page room? Yeah, the page room is next, yeah.
Yeah, because the book is trying to come to life because it realizes that Sergio is trying to destroy everything. And then it all kind of goes straight to really cool. Hades.
But the Sif, the stuff in face that's in that, as soon as we get to like more of an underground section, whatever that stuff is sticks to your clothes. So if you ever see me, follow me in that house, I'm just ducking. I'm like duck walking through every piece. I was like, I don't want it touching me. Because I've seen it get on everyone's clothing. You see it like around the park after.
Yeah.
So at that point, I just start ducking. I'm like, I don't want it touching me. Yeah. I don't want it all over my clothes.
Well, sometimes it hits everyone in the face. So it's kind of wet.
Oh, the curtains.
Yes.
When it's really raining are kind of gross.
So for those of you who don't know, SIF, S-I-F, is called stuff in face. It's actually called another S word in face.
Bleep.
Bleep that out. And they've used it every year because it's really, really popular and it really helps set the tone.
And breaks up the rooms. It gives you something to kind of...
Correct, instead of just the curtains. The problem is, because it's Florida, sometimes it's still 95 degrees in the shade, and then you're packed in full of people, so everyone's sweating, so it's...
Also, it's Florida where it's still raining all the time.
That as
sometimes, so when you're soaking wet, then the curtains also become soaking wet. So sometimes is it sweat? Is it rain?
Yeah.
Is it a water effect somewhere? Like, it's...
Right.
Some can get very soaked.
The sleeping bags in Yeti last year were questionable at best. They were always slightly damp. It was but anyways, we digress.
Beautiful house.
Gorgeous house. Totally worth going through. Just really if you can take your time to go through it and look at it.
And the scares can be hit or miss. It's very much about timing.
Especially
I've gone through the house and I've seen barely any scare actors, and I've gone through and I've gone every single one of them.
Yeah.
They're all really cool, and like, it's timing. So if you can do the house more than once, honestly.
That's the same thing with all of them.
But
sometimes you get unlucky
because it's just, there's so much to look at in this house.
Yeah. Like you said, I wish they would sell the journal, because it's almost like with Tooth Fairy a couple years ago. I want to read the rest of that story, and it just never came to fruition. And I think we should all write to Universal and say we'd like to know. But anywho's it. Speaking of stories, that leads us into our 7th house, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I did not play the games and did not watch the movies.
I have watched the game be played. I have watched all of them be played. I will not play them, but I've watched them be played. This house was good for what it was. I'll kind of leave it at that.
No, so the puppets that are throughout the house are actually Jim Henson puppets.
Yes.
Which is, I think it's just a really cool thing to be able to witness. Like, to have that manufacturer make these puppets. And this is a very puppet-heavy house. I think there's more puppets than scare actors, like physical people, in this house. I'm not talking about who's manning the puppets. I'm talking about literally scare actors coming out at you, like face scare actors versus the puppets. This has more puppets, I think, than actual scare actors. And they can get very close to you, which is what I like about puppets. Because that's scarier when they can get, like, in your face.
Well, that's the whole point of the game is, when you're in the security room, and I think it's the second version. Don't quote me on this. Don't come at me in the comments. I think it's the second version where, in order to get them to stop coming at you, you throw on one of the animatronic heads, and they become like super close because they think you're an animatronic, but they're also trying to see if. So that's kind of a cool concept if you know kind of the lore and kind of the story. I was just hoping for a little bit more. It was very well done. It's very well reminiscent of the games. You know, as Daniela was saying, the puppets were amazing. So great.
I like Cupcake.
Yeah.
Everywhere there was the Cupcake. I was like, Cupcake.
We love Cupcake. I don't know what I was expecting going in. I think I was expecting the game, and I set my expectations a little bit too high. But also, I would have loved a Freddy Fazbear just Pizzeria Louie's experience, where you get to go up
more
and
than what they did.
Really,
I feel like that's a whole different discussion.
But when I heard that Five Nights at Freddy's was going to come, I was like, oh, perfect. It's going to be, they're really going to tie that in, and it just didn't. They seemed very disconnected, which is unfortunate because it's such a vast universe of things.
Well, there's going to be a second movie, so we'll see if they bring back a house next year. We'll see what happens. But the puppets were.
I was also hoping
this was so cool to see.
Yeah, I was hoping this one was also going to have buttons because that was rumored the last time that we were going to have it, and this one did not have buttons.
I've heard people talk about buttons, but the official buttons is not in there.
No, we weren't told.
Creepy children voices in this house as well.
Oh, I don't like creepy children voices. Yeah, that's it.
I think they were just, okay, I'm saying they're creepy children voices. They're probably just regular children's voices. And for me, any children's voices are kind of creepy. Like when you go into like the arcade room.
No, I don't think those were actual children.
There was, no, but I meant just like, just because there were children speaking, that to me just sounded creepy.
Yeah, we don't like scary kids. It's very Exorcist, very Poltergeist, and not a fan. But next house has nothing to do with children at all. This is a house that I needed explained to me to fully appreciate what this was. It was WWE, was it the story of Wyatt 6?
The horrors of the Wyatt 6?
Yeah, the horrors of the Wyatt 6. Like I said, I had to have this house explained to me once because we went through and I was like, yeah, great. This seems like there's something here that I'm missing.
But there is a full story as you're going through this house.
Yes.
Even if you don't know, to me, I call this the sleeper hit of the year. Because people are going to stuff that they love WWE, they grew up with it. Yep. And so they go to the house just for that. Whether or not you are a fan of the Wyatt 6 and Bray Wyatt, who this house is a tribute to. And then if you don't like WWE, people don't even go to the house at all. And I feel that this house is worth going into.
Yeah.
The story is clear as you're walking through. You have the various Wyatt 6 characters, and then you go into kind of each of their worlds as well. So I feel like it's a clear story as you're walking throughout the house.
Yeah, you definitely start with how they debuted on WWE, which was a massacre. You walk through the door, you go in. Once you got backstage, they had just massacred everybody. And then you get into the Firefly Playhouse, which was Bray Wyatt confronting his internal demons, which he's called the Beast at this point. It was shedding his old character and the Fiend, and stepping into his new one as Bray Wyatt, and then the Wyatt 6. And so that was really cool to see. And that entire Firefly Playhouse room has all kinds of Easter eggs.
Yeah, a lot of Easter eggs.
If you're a WWE fan, it is everything that you could ever hope and dream in there. And then as you enter that room, you go and they start, really start to come out at you and introduce themselves.
Yeah.
And then you go into the minds of each character. And I think it was not the time that we went through last together, but the time I went through, I think another time after that. I don't know if the scare actor that was when we go into the Mercy Vulture Room, Buzzard. Yeah. I don't know if the scare actor that was right beside the door was just missing every time I'd gone through, but I walked through and I was like, oh, that's a new prop. Like, I wonder where that, and then it moved. Was not a prop. People heard me 2 rooms over just saying some things that I cannot repeat on camera. So that was great, but
there was that one room with all the TVs in it where you have
I got stuck in that room.
Yeah, you have the Fiend and then the other character that comes out. His brother. And I had a friend who got
Uncle something. I can't remember. Sorry. Yeah.
But my friend got trapped by both of them and just started screaming and crying, and it was hilarious for me to watch.
I got stuck right there where they both come out at you, and they realized I was stuck, because we were not moving. So they're watching this, and they both come out at the same time. And I was just looking, and I was like making little hand hearts, and they're looking at me like, what is wrong with this chick? I'm like, I don't know what to do. But as you continue through the house, just the heartfelt tribute to Bray Wyatt with the lantern and the cabin And his original artwork...
Yeah, the cabin, too, being based off of his parents' cabin.
Yeah, and just the original artwork. So apparently all of the artwork and the drawings and the paintings are actually Bray Wyatt's. I don't know if they're just replications or...
I think most of them are replicas of his art.
Yeah, but they were painted by him. They just might be prints. And just the dedication to the Fireflies as his fans and all of the pictures of his brother and him together and the early concepts for some of the Wyatt Six.
And like different people too, like that they fought. The last ones they fought before Bray Wyatt passed. And just various characters in there as they were involved with.
Yeah. It's heartfelt and amazing, and the lantern at the end, apparently you hear his voice. It's caused a lot of WWE fans to cry at the end of it. Just, like I said, super heartfelt. And as they told me this and I walked through it again, it's just like, yeah, this was a very touching tribute really nice to somebody
who's first of all always wanted to have their own house at Halloween Horror Nights. And what I think I've learned so far is that the Venn diagram of WWE wrestlers to HHN fans is just a circle. It is. It is absolutely a circle. It's something that they've always enjoyed. They've gone to on their own. Mm-hmm. So to them to finally, and his brother really worked with the Universal team to get this house finally made it's a really touching tribute. Because
Alexis Bliss was also in the house. Those of you who don't know who Alexis Bliss is, I didn't before this. She is a wrestler, and she came down to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, and
she took over the spot of the scare actor.
I want to be in the house. I want to play my character. And they let her, and all of her family went in. They took pictures, and I think
a lot of the other Wyatt Six too have come in and just walked through the house.
Yeah, just enjoying it. But a very, very well done house. I didn't think I was going to like this house at the beginning of the year. High up on my list, and we'll get to that, but high up there. All right, next we did Graveyard of Flesh.
Which is another original house.
Another original. This one is one that you need to go through multiple times just to understand what is happening.
I don't think it matters how many times you go through. I still don't get it.
Yeah, so this one, you don't end dead, you start dead. And we found out because someone pointed it out to us that when the gravekeeper says, "Who's there?" and he says something else.
Yeah, he can't see us.
Because you're a ghost and you're dead and he can't see you. And we thought that was amazing because no one else has caught that until we talked to this one specific person, and we're just like, oh, this makes sense.
Because you do walk right into a dug grave.
Yeah.
Which is your grave.
Once you go through the mausoleum, or not mausoleum, but the graveyard around the thing, the next room you go into, if you look up, you are in a freshly dug grave. It's 6 foot above your head, with a little canopy over it and the little headstone, and then it just devolves from there.
This whole concept is supposed to be that we don't actually know what happens when you are dead and buried.
Yep.
And this is their interpretation of things that possibly can happen.
Mole people.
Different dimensions. I guess once I heard dimensions, all right, I get it more.
So you got mole people
that eat you when you die. So you don't want to stay dead. You want to try and escape.
Then you've got the non-mole people, but not the aliens that have the architecture. And then you go into the really weird, I don't know if I can say this word on YouTube, but we're going to figure it out. Suffocation room.
Yeah, where it's a sensory deprivation room.
That's the word. Is that the Marilyn Monroe?
No, that's afterwards is then Marilyn. No, then you go through the MC Escher rooms.
Yes.
After MC Escher is the Marilyn Monroe alien spine creature?
Yeah. I
don't know what his purpose is.
I don't know either.
Does he wrap us up in his wrappings? Because there was people wrapped up.
I don't know.
The walls. The MC Escher room is pretty cool.
Yeah.
With all staircases all over the place.
That is very cool. This one also relies heavily on stuff and face. Mm-hmm. That one hallway, that's just
there's dark. A lot of intestines, fake intestines that are in your face that you're going through.
Everywhere. And then you exit the house and you've survived?
I think we were dead the whole time.
I know, but you know how they were like, oh, you don't want to stay dead because the mole people will eat you?
Mm-hmm.
I think we make it out. Or make it
we kind of go through at some point what seems like a rave situation. The music got kind of intense, and I was just...
So maybe we've made it to the afterlife at that point? I don't know. Maybe we've made it through the trials
or
and
one
tribulations.
Of the dimensions. I don't know. I think we're dead the whole time and we stay dead.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is we don't know what happens after death. So this is our journey to like the great beyond, where now everything is copacetic and awesome. Or
no, no one there seemed happy.
No.
They were trying to keep us there.
We digress. The story is a little
convoluted,
yes,
to say the least.
That's the word I was gonna say. But overall, the scenes are interesting.
Also, the coldest house. Literally, there are several AC units that blow air directly onto you as you're walking through.
And they spray water on you in this house.
Well. So you're extra cold.
Extra cold.
Which is nice, because it's still like 100-something degrees over here. And It is warm. Why do we live in Florida?
I don't like the cold. I will deal with it in the house. I will not deal with it outside.
The only time, of course, if it's pouring rain outside and you go into the house, it's that cold. It's a little uncomfortable. But most of the time, it's appreciated. So if you are overheated, go into Grave of Flesh.
Yeah, Grave of Flesh. Definitely all kinds of intestines and cold. And that leads us into our last house of the night, Terrifier. Yeah, Ella loves this one. This is a lot. It is. I will let you explain it because
it's meant to be overwhelming and like visually, sense-wise, this has the most smells. But I think Art the Clown is just a very fun character. So even though this house is very gory, very brutal, you have this like fun character who's kind of also interactive, very much reminiscent of Jack the Clown that we had in the past. Just a very this clown is more of a mime. He doesn't talk, but he will find other ways to interact with you. There are certain rooms where there's the bleach room, for example, where he's pouring salt or bleach over a victim. And I went through one time, and he was like with the bleach bottle, like, and then when I started chanting for him to pour the bleach, then he poured the bleach. So he will, pop out at you extra, or just kind of dance, clap along with you throughout the house. But it is a very gory house.
It's definitely a lot. The smells in this house are also not meant to be pleasant, and they are in your face about it. Also, Sif everywhere.
Lots of intestines.
You can't touch anything in this house because it's all just nothing is wet. Nothing's going to stick to your clothes. Nothing. I don't know how to explain it. You don't want to touch anything in this house. It is just everywhere, especially in that bathroom scene. Mm-hmm. Like, I know when we walked through it during our tour, I didn't want to touch the walls. Like, I know everything is paint but it's so well done. I was just like, you know what?
And then like water effect as soon as you go into the bathroom. It happens to be just, no matter how tall or short you are, it's face level every time.
Yes.
Right in the face. Every time.
And yeah, that paired with the smells, and then you look around and
Like for me, the bleach smell is actually kind of nice. As you smell that before you get to the decaying flesh bathroom smells.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I hit the swan room, I'm like, all right, I'm just not gonna breathe in as deeply until I hit Christmas. That's my tip.
My favorite little Easter egg in the Christmas room is the little tiny art in the house behind the Christmas tree.
The painting.
So when you're walking through the house, you come to the Christmas tree. It's right in front of you on the left-hand side. And then Santa-ish is over here on your right. There's a little tiny red house right behind the Christmas tree. And if you get a chance to just stop and kind of take a look, there's a little tiny art in the window. He's just waving, saying hi. And then you've also got Sierra. Is it Sierra? Yeah. Sienna. That's it. Sienna's not wings. That's the food. Sienna's sword is underneath the Christmas tree. So that was kind of cool to have that pointed out, because that's also not something I would have seen just walking through, unless you're looking at the floor, which there was so much going on in this house. I did not look at the floor.
This one also has a lot of fake boo holes that a lot of these houses have this year. There's a lot of fake boo holes. Ones that are either too small for anyone to actually go through, or just like fake shoes on the floor. But there's a room where there's like a bunch of curtains where you think art may come out at any of those. You don't know. There's also ones where you have no idea art's going to come out. He still comes out of there. You think he's going to come out of one place, and he comes out of somewhere else entirely.
I hear the favorite spot for art to interact with people is in the cafe, the art cafe.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten too lucky in the clown cafe. He just comes out and goes back in every time. I've heard he dances with people though.
Yeah, if you catch him on like a slower night, apparently he dances and really interacts and like plays it up. But
for me, it's the bleach room I've gotten some good ones in there.
Yeah.
Like another time he had the after he scalped his victim, he took the little wig off and blew me a kiss with the with the wig.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was fun.
I guess we do have to talk about the wet path and the dry path.
Yes.
So dry path isn't exactly dry. It is still a Terrifier house. It is not as gory as the other path.
Yeah, that one's a lot of like strobe lights.
Yes.
Bodies wrapped up on the walls that are kind of moving and making noise.
Those are called twitchers.
The actual like mechanics of what they're using.
Yeah, because they were like in the Graveyard of Flesh house.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was another thing we forgot to talk about.
Yeah.
Those pods in the Grave of Flesh.
We could talk about it now. There's in Graveyard of Flesh. There's pods of flesh, and they use a mechanic that makes them twitch
or rotate,
but mostly just move, so it looks like there's something in it. And it's used in Terrifier House too, just enough of a movement to make it look like something's alive in it. And I'm pretty sure that they were called twitchers, which is just it's super simple mechanic that really just sets the tone.
And then before you choose which path you want to go to, there is on a bridge, which last time was the first time I saw the waterfall actually work.
Oh.
I've gone through Terrifier a few times, and there's just what looks like it should be a waterfall without any water. And this time I went, and there's a bridge with Terrifier on top with two arms. Terrifier art on top with two arms, and he's kind of directing you which way to go. And the last one, there's actually water flowing.
Yeah. He's conducting a symphony. It's called the Symphony of something.
Of blood?
I think so.
Symphony of blood.
Yeah. So dry house is kind of dry. You're still going to get a little bit wet. Nothing. The wet path, there has been, not controversy, but kind of hit or miss. Like I know at the very beginning people were very, very, very wet.
Too wet.
Then the house flooded. Yeah. So then they took it down a little bit. And then I think people were expecting to get wet and then weren't. So then they upped it again a little bit.
So they have also like two different hose options on top.
Yes.
Some are just like a dripping.
Yep, like
and
an irrigation.
Some's a little bit more of like a spray. Like a spray, like a
like a spray.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like the fire.
Like the fire alarm.
Yeah, the fire sprinklers.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the word fire sprinkler.
That's okay. We're talking about Terrifier.
So some are a lot more heavy. I've gone through before too, where it's only on the sides.
Yes.
And not down the middle. So if you want straight down the middle, you were fine. And some have been more across the entire walkway. But it's a pretty short path. It's not like, it's less than 10 feet, probably, I would say. Maybe around 10 feet.
Yeah, it
10 to 15 feet, I think, of space you're walking through. It's not like it's that long of a space where you're getting soaked. Also, there are things to look up, which if there's something raining down on me, I'm not looking up. I don't want to get water in my eye.
Right.
So there are some bodies that are on top that if you look up, you can see. But the difference too, so the dry path you get, when you leave, you see art with no head. And if you go through the wet path, you get Sienna with Art's head.
Yes.
And then you also see the Art with no head. So you get that extra bonus character if you go through the wet path.
If you have
also it makes Art really happy when you pick the wet path instead of the dry path.
Yes.
The one that's on the bridge.
Well, I mean, he's a psychopath, But if you get a chance to go through it multiple times, definitely do so. If you only get a chance to go through it once, pick the wet path. I think it's better. It definitely adds to the experience, and you can say you've done everything. Dry path is cute. Wet path is 100% the way to go. And
there is also a GAT in Terrifier as well.
Oh, yes.
There's the red button you push. It's on your left. I feel like it's right after the ta-da. Because there's like what looks like an office room, and there's
definitely
like
on the left.
Barrels on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I think it just does like an air cannon effect.
It's definitely big and red.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the blue one.
No,
it's about yay big, and it's on the left-hand side, and you walk up before you curve.
Is this before the?
I don't remember.
Saw people, like the hallway with the rotating saw.
I don't remember exactly where it was.
Before that.
It might be. It was earlier or not.
I think it's before we see the.
I think it was towards the middle of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But it's before you go around. It's not a sharp curve, so you're not going and then making a 90. It's a gentle curve, and you can see it up ahead of you. It is, like I said, it is big in red, and nothing else in that area is red.
No, you can. It's pretty obvious.
It is right there. I mean, if you miss it, okay, but I don't think there's any fog effects in there that would kind of obscure it. There's nothing. It's not hiding behind something. It is there. But yeah, great. Good job on this house. As we were interested to see what they were going to be able to get away with, and Universal went full blast.
Like the smell is still. It's not a comfortable smell.
Yeah,
but it's not as bad as I think some people make it out to
I'm surprised at the plastic smell from dolls.
That gets me more.
Than the bleach.
No, the bleach smelled fine. I actually enjoyed that because it doesn't really smell like straight up bleach. It was another smell, like a clean smell to it,
like Febreze,
versus like actual bleach. And then like the bathtub scene.
Yes,
like it's not a great smell. Obviously, I'm not like that's delicious. Like I don't want to smell it again, but it's not as bad. There's a lot of other things that smell worse in your everyday at the park.
I mean, all the houses are great. Like
the characters do a phenomenal job. Complaints about any of the houses this year. Honestly.
There's no bad houses this year. There's some confusing ones. There's some that are a lot. There are no bad houses. Everybody's got a favorite for completely different reasons. Every single one of them, if someone tells me, I'm like, you know what, that's valid. That is, I don't disagree with anybody when they're like, so-and-so's my favorite because of this. Just, yeah, you know what? Correct.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Let us know down in the comments what else you'd like to see.